Hey guys, it's Mark. I want to talk about house hacking today. We talked about it before, but the thing is, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. There's the traditional way, which is, you buy a house and rent out all the rooms, and we'll talk about that. But there's other different ways that you can make money if you've got something already, or you're going to buy something and your situation's different than that, and you can't necessarily fill up your house with a bunch of people. So if you want to check out this video over here, I went over a complete house hack in a 4-bedroom house. Pretty interesting to see some of the ideas that Sauce and I came up with at the time and what you can actually do with a bigger house. But it was a great video as far as what you can do and some ideas for that. So my first hack, and I didn't even know I was hacking at the time, we rented a house in Costa Mesa, which is actually ironically where I live now, and we couldn't really afford the rent on it. So my roommate and I actually moved out into the garage and we rented rooms out inside. So I don't really suggest doing that. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with that. It's a fire hazard living in a garage if it hasn't been, prepared properly, floors that are raised and electrical that's in the walls and things like that. We had extension cords running through puddles of water. It was atrocious and stupid, but we were in our 20s at the time. I mean, probably 22, 23, somewhere around there. Very young, very dumb. I would suggest you go to the city, get a permit, do the conversion legally so that you can actually live in there legally. So that was the first thing we did. I didn't even really know we were house hacking. Such a thing didn't exist at the time. But anyway, hey, look, if you're excited about what you're hearing right now, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Or hit the bell down below so that you'll get reminded whenever we stop or drop a new video. Stop, drop, drop, stop. All right, so let's go over the rest of the things I've done during my life, even before I knew I was actually hacking houses. The first thing I did as a homeowner was actually renting a room to a person. We actually did this, my wife and I did this later on when we were married, and I did it with my first condo. I rented a room out to somebody. It was like a dual master, so I was probably 27 at this time. First place. I was paying like 16% interest. It was just an astronomical amount of money that we had to spend to live there. I had to spend to live there. So I needed to get a roommate. What I did was actually found someone that wanted to rent out of the room just as a roommate situation. And they actually took care of, I think, all of the interest, property taxes, association dues, everything with their rent payment. It was brilliant. It worked out great for me. So the other situation was when Yuko and I rented a room out to a Japanese student. This was, gosh, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. And we were actually getting like $1,000 a month from a Japanese student because he wanted to experience, the lifestyle of living in the U.S. So we were cooking for him and helping him figure out where to go to school and everything. It was really cool. And I think Lucas got a lot out of it because it helped him with his Japanese. But that was cool. I think it was $1,000 a month. It's probably more now to have a student come live with you, but that is a great way to do it too. And you're helping somebody else out. Actually, we kept in touch with him for a long time, and he became very close to us. Number 2 on the list here would be renting a garage. Okay, so we kind of talked about what I did in my early 20s, hacking a garage and living very dangerously. An ADU is an accessory dwelling unit. And what that is you get a permit from the city, and most cities are really kind of on fire with this because of such housing shortages in the cities. And they actually kind of like the idea of you doing this. You're going to convert your garage and put a bathroom and a little kitchenette in it and rent that out. So like, for instance, a two-car garage is probably averages about 400 square feet. So you can actually make a 1-bedroom apartment out of that. And I don't know, in my area, I think that would rent for probably $1,200 to $1,700 a month, depending on what part of the city you're in. So that is an excellent thing if you don't need your garage. The other thing you can do too is actually build an accessory dwelling unit on the back of your house, which is obviously going to cost you a lot more money. But that's a great way to do it too, because even if you borrow the money to do it, your rent is far going to cover, more than cover the payment and give you cash flow on top of that. So the ADU thing is dynamite right now. Look into it, check your city and see what the requirements are as far as lot specifications, things like that. You know, another thing that people don't even think about is right underneath my nose. Well, there's a few things. There's your side yard. I know a few people in our area that are actually renting out their side yard for boat storage, RV storage, car storage, things like that, making a lot of money. You know, in this area, $250, $300 a month to store a boat or an RV. And I get people, we've got a huge side yard on this house, huge. And we actually have a little RV and a boat over there taking up space right now. But if we didn't, I guarantee I'd be renting it out, because we've got friends all the time asking us, because they know how big our yard is, asking us all the time if they can store their stuff here, which of course I'm not going to let them do it, but we could if we wanted to, or if we needed the money, or we had to sell what we've got, we could always make extra money doing that. The funny thing about that too is, the bonus to that is, people very rarely use those things. So if you've got 2 spots you can rent out, you'll never see these folks. They buy it, never use it. So you're making $500 a month and you never see them. I like that. Next thing would be storage units. So Yuko and I have some apartments up in Sacramento. I'm sure you've heard about it. But we actually built some storage units in the back. The reason we did that is because the apartments we buy, I'm gonna digress a little bit. The apartments we buy don't have garages. We do that on purpose because we don't like people hanging out in garages and stuffing them full of crap. So we build little storage units behind, and we actually rent those out for $50 to $75 a month. Big source of income for us, because that's above and beyond the rents. And very quickly they're paid for. It costs us a few $1,000s to put it up, and it doesn't take long to pay that off. And if, which we don't do it, but if we were to borrow the money, the $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000, whatever it costs to build it, it would be such a small payment compared to the amount of rent that's coming in. So that's another option. If you look at this video over here, which is the same one I told you about earlier, I talk about storage sheds in the back of a house. Now that's another great thing. You know, think about it. A lot of times when someone rents a room from you, they still have a lot more stuff. And you're not going to let them put it in the garage, because hopefully you're living in there and you're making money from that. But they still have to have a storage unit somewhere else. So why don't you be the storage unit guy? How much is a storage unit in your area? A 10 by 10 in our area, which that's a pretty good sized storage unit, is a couple $100 a month. It's really expensive. How about if you can charge $125 a month, make it cheaper for them? They got their stuff right there, and you know, they're never going to take it out. They can get to it really easily. So that is another great way to make money. And everybody needs storage, because everybody has crap that of course they don't need, but they want to store. All right, the best one, probably, my opinion, is a complete house hack. And you guys all know what a complete house hack is. It's that same video I keep referring to. That is a complete house hack. I really want you to watch that one after this. It goes over from A to Z, but let me explain it to you. So when you buy a house, you go into it, if you're going to rent it out, you go into it knowing you're going to house hack it. What do you look for? Bedroom count is important. Can you turn a dining room into another room? Let me see what else. A living room. Maybe you could put a wall in a living room. You know, there's a lot of things you can do. Maybe you can build an ADU in the back, you know, the accessory dwelling unit. That's another great way to make more money. Convert the garage. Guys, if you're just starting out, here's my best tip ever. If you're just starting out, you know the way I feel. Live below your means so that you can make more money now, so that you can have a great lifestyle later on. You know, you can still go camping and do all kinds of fun things, but make as much money now as you can so you can buy more property, so that when you're my age, you can afford to go out and do whatever you want. That is the glory of real estate. So all these things right here are things that you can do. The question is, are you going to do them? If you can't, there's a reason for it. It's because you won't. Figure out a way. You know, there's always a way to do it. We'll talk a lot more about finances in some other videos coming up. If you go through my old videos, you'll see that we talk about how to finance things. There's this video right here that'll tell you exactly how to finance things. That's an important one too. But guys, always think that you can do it. Figure out a way. If you figure out a way, I guarantee you'll be in the same place as me one day. And look, I can retire, but I'm having fun. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you take action on it, right? Move forward, man. Every day you got to move forward. I want you guys to succeed, and I want you to move forward every day. Down below, there's a place you can click on. It's a worksheet for you. It's a checklist for new investors. It'll really help you out to set you up to get your first house, whether you're going to hack it or just rent it out or just buy it. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, check out these 2 videos. They're really going to help you on your investment journey. I'm also on Instagram. Tons of great video content there. Really good stuff. Please subscribe. I'll see you next time.